HoonTV!
Hey, all work, no pleasure. I ain't here to make friends, big stepper. Hey, bad guy, Heath Ledger. Ready for whatever, I'll be front and center. Don't fly too.
So today's Tuesday the 3rd of December 2024. Last time I was in Japan was probably 12 years ago, I think. But yeah, so far I've been hanging out with Jacky and Jack and the crew, and went to HKS, been in Tokyo, and just happened to be on Facebook one night. I get this random message from a guy I met ages ago, and he's like, oh, what are you doing here? And, you know, so forth and so on. It's like, what are you driving? And I said, oh, just a Yaris, you know, rent a car. It's like, oh, what are you doing that for? And I'm like, so anyway, it turns out this guy I knew, but I've forgotten that he works for Nissan. And he said, oh, you know, I can get you a Nissan Leaf or something like that. But he was joking, because now I'm sitting here in a 2025 GDR T-Spec. T-Spec's like track spec. I would love to tell you all the specs right now, but literally only picked up the car last night and drove it. So I want to sit down and actually research it properly. But I do know that it apparently has the GT3 turbos on it. It's got massive carbon ceramic brakes on it, which are like friggin' dinner plates, and they work. And it goes like a shower of shit. It is very, very cool. No, and it's funny, like I'm a bit of a traditionalist. I love the RB powered GDRs. I think, you know, they're the real GDRs, but this is an absolute animal and a piece of work.
They was talking about, hold it down, look at what we found. This a marathon, not a sprint, let's go 100 miles. On the ground, to the clouds, never coming down. That's the crown on me, wear it proud, show them what we bout. Stick around.
Given what's going on at the moment with Nissan, and I don't say that with any real knowledge, it's just, you know, your typical newsy style sensationalist bullcrap, but everyone's like, oh, Nissan's in trouble, financial this, that, Renault wants to sell their shares. It's like, who cares? Somebody else will buy it, and hopefully a better company that's going to do amazing things with it. Yeah, sure, the sales might be down, but sales are down for a lot of companies globally. So what better company to buy than a company that can make a car like this? This is the Godzilla. This is, and I say now, and this is the educational part of this, the Godzilla whole thing, Nissan never called it that. It was called that by Motor Magazine in Australia when it won Bathurst. So, yeah, anyway. But, yeah, so this car here and every other really, really cool Nissan that's available, like, you know, you go back through the history, they make some pretty cool cars, and, you know, obviously your S-chassis cars, every single Skyline, Pulsar GTIRs, and then every other little sort of side note car. It is a company with a very rich history in making amazing passenger cars, but also ridiculously awesome race cars. So anyone that acquires Nissan in its entirety or as a part of it is probably going to hopefully help it to do more amazing things, and that's what we hope for. So yeah, but for now we're just sort of enjoying this car and being here with the crew. It's pretty cool. Jacky's going to be on track in 2 days at Scuba. We've just been there for a bit of a look-see, and there was a bike track day on today, so can't really sort of gauge cars versus bikes, but at least you got to see the track for the first time. I wouldn't mind taking this up for a little bit of a flex into the mountains and see what it's made of. Obviously can't go too crazy because I don't want to scratch it, but yeah, I'm sure Nissan would be disappointed if I didn't have a little bit of fun in it. But for now, yeah, it's just got all sorts of fun things going on. I discovered yesterday it's got these R buttons here. Yeah, it is pretty cool. And you got your flappy paddles here, so you can bash it back a few gears and do dumb things like this. Sorry, Jack. So, to the best of my knowledge, we're in Scuba City, or spelling-wise it's Scuba, but I guess everyone calls it Scuba, like scuba diving. It took quite a while to get here yesterday. obviously traffic and freeways and so forth here is a bit chaotic, and some of the speed limits are a bit awkward. Like some places you're sitting on 60 when you think you could be doing 100. But either way, I mean, the populations here is pretty big, and yeah, not the most exciting drive here. But this morning we looked, it's about 200,000+ people that live in Scuba City, so it's not exactly a small place. And Japan is kind of spread out. There's a lot going on. The good thing about coming out places like this is the fact that when you're out of the city, you realise that Japan isn't all just like Shibuya and all that sort of stuff like that. It's not just Tokyo and it's not Osaka, it's like this countryside. We saw guys, you know, farming cabbages out there before, right next to the racetrack. There's a lot of industrial areas out here, plus the Scuba City's got a lot of high-rise buildings as well. So it's kind of like, to me, if you're in Sydney, it's kind of like Parramatta kind of thing. It's a big sort of rural city, and really, if you want to get back to Tokyo, it's only 1.5 to 2 hours. So, and that's in a car. I mean, you can always take the Shinkansen as well. So, yeah, it's not a bad place to be, and probably good because it's a bit more roomy out here. You get more room around your house and that sort of thing, whereas in Tokyo, you're kind of smushed up next to your neighbour. It's actually, you know what, like, I think most of the violence in this car is from the launch factor because it's a GTR. Like, when it's going, it's sort of fast, but I think most of the excitement side of the car is that this car can hook up and take off so quickly. It just goes. Like, there's no launching drag car spec trying to get the front wheels off the ground, sticking the back tyres thing. This just grabs and goes.